Hi guys, David O'Sullivan here, and as award season is now fully underway, I thought now would be the perfect opportunity to give you my preview of all the films coming out this award season that I am most excited to see. I haven't seen any of these films yet. Some I'm going to be seeing very soon, some I won't be able to see for months, but these are the films that I'm most looking forward to seeing, and these are the films that I think you should put on your radar, because I think these are the films that are going to be the absolute must-see films that you've got to see this award season. Like I said, I haven't seen any of them, so maybe some of them won't turn out that great, maybe some of them will be absolutely amazing, but from the buzz I've heard for a lot of these films, I think a lot of them, if not all of them, or most of them, are going to be really great. And these are the films that I'm most interested in seeing, that I'm most excited to see this award season, and hopefully will be the films that will turn out to be some of the best films this year as well. So with all that out of the way, let's get this underway, and the first film I have here is Beautiful Boy. Now I've not ranked these in any particular order from least favourite to most favourite or anything like that, I've just listed them alphabetically. So starting with Beautiful Boy, and this is the new film with Timothée Chalamet and Steve Carell, and I've seen the trailer for this one and it looks really great. It's about this younger guy played by Timothée Chalamet who is struggling with drug addiction and that sort of thing, and he has his father played by Steve Carell. I don't know a whole ton about it, I've just seen the trailer. I know it's supposed to be really good, and this is one that I'm really looking forward to seeing, because obviously last year we got Call Me By Your Name with Timothée Chalamet, and he's one of the best up and coming young actors at the moment. He's appearing in so many great films. Of course, he was in Call Me By Your Name, he appeared in Hostiles briefly, he was also in Lady Bird. He's appeared in so many great films lately, and this looks like it's just going to be another one to be added to that list. And also Steve Carell in recent years has been doing more and more really great dramatic work, and he also looks like he's going to be great in this as well. So Beautiful Boy, I'm very excited to see. Next up is Destroyer, and this is a film that's starring Nicole Kidman. It's supposed to be like this moody, intense kind of neo-noir revenge thriller of sorts, and sounds like my cup of tea. I haven't seen the film yet, but it sounds like it's going to be really great, and a really great role for Nicole Kidman to get her teeth into and do some kind of really great kind of intense dramatic work there with this kind of neo-noir revenge thriller of sorts. I think from what I've heard it's supposed to be that kind of film, and I love those kind of movies. We got that with You Were Never Really Here with Joaquin Phoenix. That was like a noir revenge thriller, and I absolutely love that. So yes, another one I've got on my radar, and I am also looking forward to seeing it. And next up is The Favourite. I've also seen the trailer for this one, and it looks completely nuts. It's from Yorgos Lanthimos, the guy who did The Lobster and The Killing of a Sacred Deer, which came out last year, and obviously it's just kind of a very kind of acquired taste, his films. So a kind of quite weird and crazy, but also just really great. He's got a really kind of cool, distinctive visual style that he brings to his films. They're kind of very darkly comedic. It's a kind of love it, hate it kind of thing. I think there's a lot of people that probably his films aren't their cup of tea, but then there's a lot of people who also love his films, and I'm definitely one of the people in the camp of I love Yorgos Lanthimos and what he brings to his movies. I was a big fan of Killing of a Sacred Deer, and this is his next film. It's called The Favourite. Great cast. We've got Emma Stone, we've got Rachel Weisz, we've got Olivia Colman. Apparently the buzz coming out of the festival is that it's supposed to be really great as well. Olivia Colman especially has been kind of highlighted as one of the standouts, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing this film. And next up of course is First Man. This is the new film from Damien Chazelle, his follow-up to La La Land, with Ryan Gosling playing Neil Armstrong. And yeah, this looks great. It's kind of like a no-brainer to say that First Man looks really good, and I think it's going to be a great film. I mean, we've all seen the trailers and we've all heard the buzz. I'm sure it's going to be great, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing it. And next up is The Frontrunner. Don't know a whole ton about this film. I know it's a political drama of sorts with Hugh Jackman, and it's the new film from Jason Reitman, who did Juno and Tully. So I'm a big fan of him and his films. Not like I'm like a massive hardcore fan or anything, but I did really love Juno when that came out, and Tully, which came out earlier this year, I was a really big fan of as well. So I don't know if this film is supposed to be amazing or not, but it is supposed to be good from what I've heard, and also be cool to see Hugh Jackman in more of a different kind of a role. And yeah, so I'm going to check it out when it comes out. Next up is Green Book. This is another one that I've heard a lot of really great things about. It recently screened at TIFF, I want to say, to rave reviews, and I think it won the audience vote. It was right up there with a couple of other films that people loved coming out of TIFF, with Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali. I don't know a whole lot about this film. I'm not sure if I've seen the trailer or not. I might have. but I know that it's supposed to be really great, and the two of them are supposed to be really great in the film, so that's another one. Green Book, definitely to put on your radar. Next up is The Hate You Give, and this is a new film starring Amanda Stelberg. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. Amandla. She's got an unusual name. It was the girl who was Rue in the first Hunger Games film, and I just keep not recognising her when she's popping up lately, because of course she was like 11 when the first Hunger Games came out, and she's like 18 or 19 now, so it's like she just looks so much more mature and so much more grown up, and she's appearing in a lot of these more adult films recently, namely The Hate You Give, and it looks good. It's supposed to be really good, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. Next up is High Life, another one that I don't know a whole ton about, but I know it's kind of like a kind of set in space with astronauts played by Robert Pattinson and Juliette Binoche, I think, and it's the new film from director Claire Denis, I want to say. I really want to see this one because I heard about it a long time ago that Robert Pattinson is going to be doing a new film where he was like an astronaut in space. I don't know a whole load about it, but I know that it's supposed to be really weird and insane and really quite different, and those are definitely my kind of films, so I'm sure it's going to be really great. I'm sure it's going to be really kind of divisive and polarising as well, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing this film. So if you like films that are very weird and different, this is probably going to be the film for you, and it sounds like it's going to be my cup of tea as well. Next up is a new film from Barry Jenkins, If Beale Street Could Talk, and this is his follow-up to Moonlight, and Moonlight I thought was an absolutely masterful piece of cinema. I thought it was an incredible film. Of course, it won the Oscar Best Picture, and this is his follow-up to that movie, and I didn't know a whole ton about this film, and then I remember I saw the trailer before some film I saw in the cinema. I can't remember what it was, and I'm not sure if it was a new trailer. I think it was an earlier trailer, but it blew me away. The trailer was incredible. It was like a mini movie in its own right. It was like a really great short film, just the trailer. So I'm sure this film is going to be incredible. Again, it's been getting rave reviews. People are loving it. And so, yeah, another one, again, to put on your radar. If Beale Street Could Talk, from Barry Jenkins. And next up is Mary, Queen of Scots. And this is the new film starring Margot Robbie. And I think Saoirse Ronan is in it as well. And yeah, I've seen the trailer for this, and it does look really great. I'm not sure when it's coming out, or if it is screened yet at any festivals, if anyone's seen it. I haven't seen much about this film online as far as, buzz, but it does look really great, and I'm a big fan of Margot Robbie and Saoirse Ronan. I think they're two real great actresses, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this film. And next up is The Old Man and the Gun, and this is supposedly Robert Redford's final role on film, although he has come out recently saying that was a mistake and he's probably going to do more movies. But this was intended, or at least for a while Robert Redford said that this was going to be his final role before retiring, and it's kind of like supposed to be a really great capper to his whole entire career, kind of a different take on a heist movie, whereas this guy who's come toward the end of his life here, and I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know it's kind of a take on the kind of the heist movie, but a different kind of take. Robert Redford and Sissy Spacek are supposed to be really great in the movie, and it's from director David Lowery. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, but he was the director who did Pete's Dragon and also A Ghost Story, and I didn't really know what to really think of him as a director, and then I saw A Ghost Story and I was just blown away by that movie. So I'm sure it's going to be a really great directed film as well. Next up is Outlaw King, and this is the new kind of epic historical drama starring Chris Pine, directed by David Mackenzie as well, who did Hell or High Water, which was also a Chris Pine. I'm not sure also if this film is supposed to be absolutely spectacular or amazing or not, but people have been coming out saying it is really good. I think it's going to premiere on Netflix, so it's not going to be out in cinemas, I don't think, but I think it is supposed to be a good movie from what I've heard, and I'm a big fan of Chris Pine. Like I said, David Mackenzie as well. It looks to be a great cast. The trailer looks very intriguing. I'm not really sure what to make of it, if it is going to be like absolutely amazing or not, but I am very intrigued and it does look really good. So, Outlaw King. And next up is Roma, and this is one that I have heard amazing things. Literally everyone online is going nuts saying this is like a masterpiece. It's like one of Alfonso Cuarón's best. I'm a big Alfonso Cuarón fan. I think he's a really great director. I don't think he's actually done a ton of movies, but of course he did Gravity. He did Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, which I think is easily the best Harry Potter film. I love that movie. And Children of Men also. And I'm a big fan of him as a director, and I don't know a whole lot about the movie, other than the fact that it's just a smaller, more personal film. It's a foreign film, but everyone is going crazy saying it's absolutely amazing and one of the best films of the year, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing Roma. And next up is Stan and Ollie, and this is the biographical kind of drama film about Laurel and Hardy, and it is John C. Reilly and Steve Coogan in the roles. And this is a movie I didn't really know anything about until I saw the first image that was released, and a trailer came out recently as well, and it looks like it's going to be really great. I don't know how good it's going to be, but it does look good, and John C. Reilly and Steve Coogan especially look really great in their respective roles as Laurel and Hardy. I would never have thought of those two as being good fits for those two people, but they just look great in all the promotional material we're seeing from this film. The trailer did seem like it gave a little bit too much away as far as the plot beats and what's going to happen, but it does look like it's going to be really good, and I am looking forward to seeing it. And next up is A Star Is Born. This is the film that I'm going to see next, actually. This is the film, I'm going to see this film before any of the others, and I am so excited for this film. The trailer, it's easily the best trailer of the year, because that trailer, that first trailer they put out for A Star Is Born, it just... look, maybe the movie isn't going to be absolutely spectacular. Maybe I'm not going to love the movie as much as everyone else, but that trailer alone is like just a masterpiece. It's like the trailer for A Star Is Born. It's almost like a mini movie in its own right. It's almost like a short film, and I just absolutely love the trailer. So if I love the film anywhere near as much as I love the trailer, I'm sure I'm going to have an absolutely great time with this movie. Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga, it just looks absolutely amazing. Big Bradley Cooper fan, but particularly Lady Gaga. I'm a massive fan of hers. I've been a fan of hers since, since her first album came out back in 2008. Big fan of hers, and she looks great in this movie. So much buzz has come out saying that this movie is amazing as well, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing it, and like I said, I'm going to be seeing it very soon. Next up is Suspiria, and this is the remake of the horror classic directed by Luca Guadagnino, who also directed Call Me By Your Name, was the last film that he put out. And yeah, this is another one that I don't know a whole lot about. I haven't seen the original, but I'm very excited to see this movie because everyone has come out saying that it's absolutely amazing, especially lately. Online, people are going nuts, calling it like a masterpiece and calling it like one of the best films of the year, one of the best horror remakes ever. So yeah, I'm not going to get too hyped because obviously buzz coming out of festivals and early screenings are always kind of really over the top and exaggerated, but I think it is going to be a great film. I'm a big fan of Luca Guadagnino as a director, and it's supposed to be just really crazy and just intense and insane, and I love films like that, and I'm sure it's going to like really take me aback and be really completely different and not what I'm expecting at all. Dakota Johnson's in this movie, also Tilda Swinton, great cast. I'm sure they're all going to be really great in the movie as well. A lot of people are coming out saying that. Dakota Johnson and Tilda Swinton especially are amazing. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing this movie, and I'm sure it's going to be really great. Penultimate film here, Widows, directed by Steve McQueen, who directed such films like 12 Years a Slave, which I think is one of the best films of the decade. I haven't seen it since it came out because it's a really kind of uncomfortable film to watch, but I do think it was like the best film that came out that year, and I'm a big fan of Steve McQueen as a director. And this new movie looks great. It almost just looks like a Steve McQueen blockbuster, which is kind of awesome. Again, a great cast, headlined by Viola Davis, and again the buzz for this has come out. I'm not sure if people are calling it one of the best films of the year, or if they think it's going to win Oscars or anything, but it is supposed to be a really fantastic film, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing it because it looks like it's going to be real great. And lastly, I have Wildlife here, and this is the new film. I think Paul Dano directed it, and it has Jake Gyllenhaal and Carey Mulligan in it. Another one I don't know a whole lot about, but I've seen a lot of people buzzing about it, saying that it's supposed to be really great and one of the best films of the year. So a 1950 set melodrama, I think is what I've heard. I don't know a whole lot about this movie, but I do know that it is supposed to be really great. The cast involved, big fan of Carey Mulligan, Jake Gyllenhaal of course, Paul Dano I'm a big fan of, he's been doing some really great stuff lately. Zoe Kazan I think might be involved also, and yeah, it sounds like it's going to be really great. So there we go. That wraps up my preview of all the films coming out this award season that I'm most excited to see. There's a lot I probably missed out as well. And yeah, there's a lot of the films that I talked about that I don't know a whole lot about. But from what I've seen, from what I've heard, from what I'm looking forward to the most, these are the films that I think are the ones to look out for, the ones to put on your radar, the ones that I think could potentially end up being some of the best films of this year. I'm not sure about the release dates for all these films. Some of them are going to have wildly different release dates in all different countries. Some of them probably don't even have release dates yet. But I will say to keep your eye out for these movies. They're films that I'm very much excited to see, and hopefully they will end up all being really great. So there we go, that wraps up my preview of the films that I'm most excited to see, the must-see films that I think you should check out this award season. What are the films that you are most excited to see this award season? What are your most anticipated films that are going to be due to come out for the rest of the year? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, if you like this and you haven't already, be sure to click subscribe to see more. And if you want to check out some of my more recent videos, I'll put some links over here. But for now, I've been David O'Sullivan. I'll see you next time.